Are the Packers a legit threat to win the NFC?
I believe they are. And listen, this isn't the best Packer team we've seen over the last 3 years. You have injuries on defense. They're not necessarily functioning outside of Davante Adams in the pass game. But Aaron Rodgers is starting to play at that level again where he's making sure whatever moment of the game it is, he's making the big play for the Green Bay Packers. If you go back to yesterday, it's 17-14. The Bears are playing extremely good on defense. He gets the big play down the field to Davante Adams. The next play, he runs it in, or a couple of plays later, he runs it in with the pump fake, gets right inside the pylon, and then we know what happened next. It was the double bird, and it was the discount double check. Aaron Rodgers is again showing us that he's a top 3 quarterback in this league. He's also showing us that he doesn't need as many weapons as the other teams. Now, this defense has to get better, right? We need to see some more timely running from Aaron Jones to where it's more consistent and it's not just the big play or the big bang or dominating a team that's lesser against the run. And you get those things and they're right back in the NFC playoffs. And here's the truth. If you get Aaron Rodgers into the NFC playoffs, are there going to be many games where you pick the other quarterback? Last year, obviously, it was Tom Brady. This year, Dak ascending. But when you look at the NFC, Aaron Rodgers is still the most talented quarterback in it. And I believe in the Green Bay Packers because of him, not necessarily because I think this team is the best we've seen in the last 3 years with some of the injuries they have defensively.
And when we've talked for years here, and certainly that's what Aaron Rodgers has used this last offseason about the lack of talent that's around him right now in order for him to do some of the things that he wants to do, right? Okay, so Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. And when you put Aaron Rodgers on a football field, yeah, you may have an opportunity. But when I see this Green Bay Packers team as is, let me tell you my issues with it. Too much. And boy, trust me, I love number 1 receivers. I'm a pure number 1 receiver.
Adams, yeah.
And I love Davante Adams. He's the best receiver right now in the National Football League. No doubt about that. But you put everything on Davante Adams. And then who is that other person, that other guy that I'm going to need you to make plays with when the tough times come, when you get to those better teams, when you get to teams like a Rams, who has a Ramsey that says, okay, go get Davante Adams. Who else can step up and win? So when I see the running backs, and they ran the ball well yesterday, both of those guys ran the ball well to support him and Dillon, so to support Aaron Rodgers yesterday. But Aaron Jones was the second leading receiver in that game again. You know, and that's going to be an issue down the road. Where is that other guy that I consistently say, okay, when you take this away, we have this to go to? Can they consistently beat you with the run game if you take Davante Adams out? And this is the issue I have with the Green Bay Packers. They brought back Randall Cobb, and I thought he would be that guy. And I said, because you got somebody. He doesn't have to be the fastest, biggest, strongest. He has it upstairs. He knows how to find those areas to make those plays. But he made no plays yesterday, not one reception.
Stop trying to employ the strategy where you get to do all the talking and we ain't got no time to come back.
I'm giving
that doesn't work with me.
That
doesn't work with me. I'm just letting you know. Okay? It's ball control. Let me make this real. Let me make this real quick for you, okay? You're both right. Because Aaron Rodgers is that ultimate equalizer, if not the ultimate difference maker. And we all know that, particularly come playoff time. All right? But you're right about the fact that you can't rely solely on Davante Adams. They're not, because they're relying on their running game too, but it would be nice to see Lazard and others get a bit more actively involved. This is why I came on the air last week, and I pushed for the Cleveland Browns to trade Odell Beckham Jr. to the Green Bay Packers.
Boy.
I promise y'all, if Odell Beckham Jr. ends up with the Green Bay Packers going to the Super Bowl. Not Dallas. Green Bay Packers going to the Super Bowl. Let Aaron Rodgers get his hands on Odell Beckham Jr. and let Odell Beckham Jr. be in Green Bay with Davante Adams. Watch. They won't even, you and I both know, RC, they probably wouldn't let it happen because they know it wouldn't be fair to the rest of the NFL. With Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball, having those 2 targets, because Odell Beckham Jr. is far from done. There's just levels between Baker Mayfield and Aaron Rodgers, okay? They need Odell Beckham Jr. That's what that is.
Stephen A., they would veto that trade like the CP3 trade to the Lakers. They ain't letting that happen.
They ain't letting that happen.
They ain't going to let that happen.
You're right.
I think, though, too, when you look at Aaron Rodgers and what he's meant to this team, the playmaker is right. It's so much put on the shoulder of Aaron Rodgers or the arm of Aaron Rodgers and what Devontae Adams could do. But he mentioned the Los Angeles Rams and Jalen Ramsey. They tried that last year when the Los Angeles Rams were playing great defensively and Green Bay found a way. Are they going to make that play in the NFC Championship game, though? Think about this, guys. San Francisco 2 years ago, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year, the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, to a certain extent, haven't shown up in that moment. And so we're not worried about being 5-1 right now. How does this team progress down the stretch, and where and how are they playing once the playoffs start?
If somebody step up and say, I am he, I am that other guy that will make plays when Devontae Adams starts getting slowed down, I am he. If
you got to double it.
I am he.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.